Hi, I really want to thank people for buying my book. The book, obviously, I worked on for a long, long time. I travelled all over the world. I've worked with Djinn masters from all over the world. Essentially, I tried to give you the best account on what is Djinn magic, mainly from the Arabic viewpoint, or if you like, the Muslim viewpoint. The reason why I chose this viewpoint is that it was the one that I could get the most consistent information about. There were lots of other ways to attract and summon jinn, but the information was very disjointed. Hence, that's why I went for the Arabic system. Now, I really want to talk about what we understand as jinn. Now, essentially, jinn is a broad term. It's from the Arabic jana, meaning to be hidden. However, having been in India and travelled the world, you get a greater understanding or a greater feeling for what actually is the jinn. Now, Blavatsky, in her book, she described all entities as really spirits. She didn't class them as God. Or gods. She classed it as lower entities that inhabit our realms of consciousness. Now, if we take that further and we go into, if you like, mythology or even witchcraft, every type of craft that deals with the supernatural talk about spirits. Now, within the Arabic system, everything that is hidden is jinn. So every spirit, if you like, is jinn. But within the realm of jinn, we go into if you wish, the hierarchy of what is a king, what is a prince, what is a queen, what is a knight. Now, it's not a coincidence, but the arcana, the lower arcana or the minor arcana, if you wish, has the four kings, and they are representatives of the elemental kings, which I discuss in my book. I mean, this is all really well and good, but the point is how do we contact jinn? Now, there are many ways to do this. For example, there is a way which is called EVP, yeah, where the radio is set to a static frequency and you talk to the jinn and the jinn answers you with the static. That can be quite interesting. However, this doesn't, if you like, it's not respectful, because essentially you're hacking into their reality. And is that a good thing? Because when one hacks into something, you are breaking into something. So how can we look at this from, if you like, a correct perspective? Now, when I was in India, I dealt with people who had worshipped the jinn for quite a few years. Jinn worship, even at Feroz Shah Kotla, only goes back to the 70s. However, there are ancient villages in India that worship the jinn, or the hidden, if you wish, and they're not on the maps. They're taken off the maps because people who go towards this type of worship tend to be quite amoral, and they tend to be very untrustworthy. So the Indian authorities can't stop it, so they eradicate the information that is needed to visit one of these villages. However, information is strange. So, so how to summon will come from these hidden villages, and parts of it appears in places like Feroz Shah Kotla and also within practice. Moreover, there's a very interesting phenomena. Now, for this, we have to understand Eastern medicine and what the East really understands about how we work. Now, all the Eastern religions talk about prana, they talk chi, they talk about sort of energy. This is found within us. If we look at the Chinese system, if one is ill, acupuncture needles are placed into the body and we recover. But what are they channeling into? Is it our spiritual selves? Is it a spirit that's within us? Because that would comply with what the Arabs call the Qarim, which is a spirit within ourselves. If we understand that the Qarim was within us and it's part of our makeup and it's how we think and how we act and how we behave and how we respond, or influences how we act and how we respond, then essentially understanding its, if you like, its electric circuitry through meditation, chakra, also the acupuncture, we can inadvertently control it. So this is something to really keep in mind. Now, Hindu adepts and Buddhist adepts, when they die, leave an imprint on themselves, on this realm, well, almost this realm. It's nearer towards what we would call the third eye realm. And in the third eye realm, essentially those who are wanting to ascend, the reincarnated, or reincarnated is a bad word, it's probably a mirror of what the monk or the priest was when they were alive, is on this level of consciousness. The first time I came across it was when I was meditating with my guru. Now, essentially, this was before he was my guru, and this is how one of the ways he became my guru. I was meditating with everybody else, and he said, "What did anybody see?" And I was like, should I say this? It sounds really stupid. And I said that I was meditating, and then I was surrounded by black outlines of what I presumed was Buddhist or Hindu priests all around me. And he said, "Oh, I'll speak to you about that more at the end, but I'll tell you what it is now. When somebody is close to enlightenment or somebody is returning to enlightenment, the priests and the Buddhas will surround them in meditation, and their form is a blackness." Now, essentially, they do this on purpose. So one side of their soul or super sense goes into the reincarnation, and the other side stays on this level of consciousness but helps people to ascend to greater levels. Now, it's the catch is that they only contact those who are approaching enlightenment, or they have been previously enlightened, and they help them to ascend this. Now, this is what I'm going to talk about only on this side of the channel. In my Patreon channel, I am going to tell people how they can contact the Djinn. This is a technique I learned in India. It's 100% successful. you will be able to contact the Djinn using this technique. Thank you and namaste.